just goes to show that if you get elected to office, not only that, but if you serve on a board or commission, which is less time intensive, you can make a difference. For example, for 3 years I served on the Columbia Internet Citizens Advisory Group, and you asked, what the heck is that needed for? And that was my question too. But it was a board for the city, and I thought, well, I'm a tech geek, so you know, maybe that's what I can get on, and so I served on that. Mostly they talked about how the city's website looked like. But then opportunity presented itself. An article was in the paper about the city of Columbia was looking into free city Wi-Fi, which has failed just about everywhere it has been tried, and usually just soaks the taxpayers for a lot of money. So when I went to the next ICAG meeting, I raised that issue. I said, you know, our charter says we're the citizen representatives to advise the city on policy related to the internet, not just the city's website. And Wi-Fi is about the internet. And I basically forced it onto our agenda to discuss that topic, and we researched that topic, and we came back with the finding, based some on my research and some on research of others, that it was not a good idea for the city to have Wi-Fi. So even being on some little no-name commission where I never expected to have real issues of liberty or fiscal policy come up, there was an opportunity to make a difference. So, and that you can do without the time commitment that these gentlemen have had being in elective office. So here I've got another softball for you guys. Now many of us have had to deal with media from the outside. You know, pushing on issues, or as a candidate but not winning, or a candidate that's mostly ignored. So what's the difference in dealing with the media once you are an elected official?
Somebody else want to go first? No, I'm just kidding, Mike. It's been a real mixed bag as far as media relations in Springfield after getting elected. Number one, it's been successful for me to try to be as accessible as I can to reporters and different media people, and they're very appreciative of that. Generally, you know, they will tend to write things, well, that won't twist your words so bad. But on the talk show radio circuit, I've had, well, sometimes better luck, but sometimes less. And we've got a local talk show host, Vince Jericho, that is got quite a listenership, and he is quite a character, and we've got quite a relationship going. It's not necessarily a good one, but it does contribute to his ratings, I'm sure. And well, then you must have something going on I don't like, because he doesn't like me too well. But he's just one part of the media market, though, and as far as like the newsprint, television stations, things like that, when you generally make yourself accessible to these reporters and journalists, they are very appreciative of that. And you know, when you try not to talk to them like you're some kind of robot, but try to maintain some of your humanity when you're actually discussing things with them, seems to go over really well as well.
So do you like what's going on in Washington right now? Actually, that was really good advice earlier, Mike. No, what I found is that the relationship does actually change. When you're a candidate, you really need the reporters and as much exposure as you can possibly get. When you get into office, there's a real balancing of that sort of you know, fulcrum, if you will, to where they need you as a source. Not you necessarily needing them, you know, for a campaign purpose. So, you know, for instance, I get invited to lunch by a reporter the other day. He just wanted to get to know me better, wanted to go over a number of issues. Now that I'm on the board of aldermen, and the questions do change a little bit. They become more, fact-based as opposed to fishing for something, confrontational. You get to focus, at least that's been my experience, is that you get to focus on solutions more than, than the campaign-style rhetoric. And the one thing that I've learned over the years is that once you do get in office, you do need to measure your words very, very carefully. And if you're running for a winnable office, you do need to measure your words and your comments carefully too, because you know what, those words don't go away once the election is over. So it's really easy for us a lot of times to get into a comfort zone and swing for the fences on every single quote that we give. But when you're running for something, you got to realize that those words can actually hinder your ability to make a positive change once you're in office if you go off the deep end. It's going to affect your relationship with the other elected officials, but even more importantly, it could affect your relationship with the city's staff, which you find that you rely on, more so than I could even put into words. And you don't want to walk into a situation where you've offended them or called them tyrants or anything, like that. So, I'd say like I said, the balance to the questioning and the balance of the relationship is what changed the most for me.
Well, I was in a different position when I got elected because I actually wrote for a newspaper. So I've been writing a column for the St. Joseph Telegraph since '92 or '3. So a lot of the news media already knew me. But since we got elected, all the council members in St. Joseph, twice a year we go to the local television station for an interview. They call it Minute with the Council, which is about a 5-minute interview. Twice a year we go on the local radio call-in show on KPQ radio. So right out of the gate you get media coverage and opportunities that you never get as a candidate. In Missouri points, exactly.
No more plugs. Just kidding.
Also, since I'm on the Telegraph, even the daily papers their attitudes changed a little bit. In fact, one of the reporters covered a council meeting about two and a half months ago, and I wrote that reporter an email and I copied his supervisors. And I really felt bad afterwards because he lost the city hall meeting as a response and I didn't intend to cost him he didn't lose his job, he lost his assignment. That wasn't my intent, but it kind of goes to show as an elected official you have a lot more influence over the media than you would have as a private citizen.
Well, obviously, these gentlemen have shown and demonstrated what Mark Rutherford was speaking about getting involved, building your credibility, and then succeeding and being elected and serving in office. And so my next question is, do you feel that serving in office is leading to you extending your network so that at some point, if you choose to run for higher office, you'll have that established network to build on to jump to the next level?
To be honest, Glenn, the answer for me with that question is no. As far as personally establishing networks, I'm finding that it is very difficult to find the time to do that on a personal level. Now, as far as the increase of name recognition and, with the hope that I don't screw up too badly over the next couple of years, that, there's some positive reputation going on there, that is the kind of thing that comes about almost naturally. But really, as far as developing the personal networks and increasing those, I'm finding that difficult to do, basically due to time considerations.